everybody, welcome. My name is Rubydung. Welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the main base. That's because I am doing some work around. I've done a little bit of work off camera. I don't know why, but I wanted to stop and get mushroom stew there, even though I was completely full and had a full bowl. But off camera, I did a little bit of work on the actual villager farm. And you know how I was really needing to get a whole bunch of extra dispensers nice and working. First off, I decided to actually put the pressure plates in next to all of the dispensers. And if I run all the way down the full length of this thing, you are going to be quickly noticing that I actually have in every single slot a dispenser. So this took some time to get, and was I felt kind of dumb about it. Because one of my favorite things about games, this tangent requires a little bit of explanation. One of my favorite things about games, this applies to most games that I like, there are multiple ways to solve a problem. I really like that idea in a game, to always have multiple solutions to a problem. You're never stuck to having to solve a problem the same way every time. And that's why I like games like Minecraft so much, and also why I like a game like Portal, hence why it's my skin. I really like the idea of presented with problem, solve the problem, and you have multiple ways to try solving it, so that way you can try seeing what works, what doesn't, getting that idea. And when I was trying to solve the problem with not having enough dispensers for the farm, my immediate thought was to instead just get a whole bunch of string, make bows, then actually make all the dispensers. That's not the only way to get bows, because the best way to get a bow is by crafting bows using string and sticks. Well, one of the things is, if I head all the way up here, I actually have a secondary method to getting a ton of bows. Matter of fact, if I head all the way to the nether here, and pop around the other side, there is going to be a path almost immediately down a ways, down this ways, that most of you are probably already going to know. That leads to a mushroom farm and a skeleton farm. Well, some of you might already deduce that skeleton farm, skeletons drop bows. They drop damaged bows, but you can put them in your little crafting inventory here, one here, and get a fresh bow. So I just used those to make all the dispensers, and gosh, that felt so much better than just sitting here having to grind out string. So all the dispensers, about more like half the dispensers over there, are just made from skeleton bows. So that's why I have all of that up. But now what I'm needing to do is I need to get some wood, so that way I can continue the project. So the next part is that I'm going to be going through here and having to block off the individual sections and put in a sign under each of these. So that way the dispenser will shoot out the individual pieces of water and they will be suspended. So that way none of the water will flow down and cause problems with the actual stream. So I think this one's fine. Yeah, that one's fine. Honestly, I probably should put the signs on the other end, like along here. And just go through here and put them in like this. I think I have enough signs for this, but basically for this part, I'm just making sure that everything is suspended and working perfectly fine. No water problems or anything, so I'm just going to continue going through here and putting in the little bits of suspension. I like how the water gets completely ruined whenever I put a sign next to it. Don't know why it does that. Like, watch, the water's right there. Put a sign here, boom, water's ruined. But I'm just need to go through here and put in all the signs, and then put in the little breaks. And then I'm going to need to do one of the most annoying parts for this. I'm going to... Ooh, no, I did everything wrong on this one. Oh, golly, no. Oh, boy. Okay, it was only 2 signs. Not that bad. But now what I'm needing to do is go through here and make sure to put in the breaks. And then I'm going to need to put in water. Oh, that's going to be so annoying. Alright, all of these signs and breaks are now installed, but it is now time for me to put in the water. So, I create a little basin here that I'll have to keep going back to, but what has to happen here is I have to go along here, put in a water, and then throw in the bucket. So, I'll be walking along here, boom, boom, picking up, then throwing in, and now I also need to do it for down here, which is going to be slightly annoying. I can reach back here, but I need to put in the break here, so I guess I'll do that, put it in there, then put that there, then put this in the dispenser like that. And now we need to do it on this end as well. Boom, boom, 2 things like that. Need to create the break here, put in water there, then I guess I could just do it here, cap off right there. So now, whenever something stands on the pressure plate here, water goes away, meaning that the system is now loaded. When the pressure plate gets removed, meaning that the creature has died, the water will come back, meaning that the system is now empty. Then, what I need to do is put in the actual bits like this, and I will need to put in another sign like this, and then put in flowing water. So, I'm going to be going a little ways around here like this, trying to see how much of this I can wind up actually finishing. So, I also need to make sure to keep a break there, and a sign there. So, I'm going to be going around here quickly, putting in water and the loose bits, and I'll be back with you guys, hopefully, with each of those put in. I'll also need to, while I'm at it, put in water on each of these little breaks. So, like that, and now the system is loaded, and I can begin putting in the cap. So, I'm just going to slowly walk down this little ways and put in all of that. Alright, I've gone through and I have put in all of the water. So, if I were to hop all the way down here, I am in the flow, and I jump all the way up here, and I get flown all the way over here, and now I'm on the lantern, and now the water is gone. Step back off, the water comes back, and the system resets. So, the only thing I need to do now is I need to put a block over this area, so that way the villagers don't wander out after being loaded into the system. And I also need to go ahead and put caps over the area. I also am going to need a lot of pistons and fence gates. So, as you can see, this area all the way down here. Ooh, is this a new villager? I can't tell. Yes it is, and he is useless because he buys string. And I just talked about how I have no string to sell because I used all of it. So that guy is gone. But what I now need to do is I need to put caps over each of the individual areas. In which case, that's not going to be too bad. I just need to get the actual wooden stairs for the the actual lamp guy areas. But it's going to be pretty simple because it will just... Why is it like this? Yeah, I could think I reset that because, or else this area would always have villagers drowning. Oh man, that would have been real bad. But this should look exactly like this, and I basically just need to go through this whole thing, putting in the cap exactly like this. So, I'm just going to walk down this area and fill this whole thing in, and the whole system should be able to work. The only difference is that I am still going to need to put in some of the actual decoration still. So, I'm just going to be walking down here and putting this in, and the farm should be theoretically done outside of decorations. So, exciting! Alright, full cap over the full length of this thing has been added. So, once a villager is loaded into the system, it is going to stay in the system, and that is a guarantee functionally. The only thing that I really have to worry about now is making sure that it is lit, because theoretically a zombie can spawn in the system and just kill the villager, but it won't be able to kill every villager, just that one, unless it's a baby zombie, in which case, yeah, the baby zombie can just run around and wreak havoc however it wants, but once it falls down, it's not going to be able to really jump across like I can, because I don't have the flooring in. So I am planning on actually installing all of the protection modules before I install the actual system to connect all of these, so basically all the flooring. So I'm basically going to get everything for the system done before I put the flooring in. The floor is going to be the last thing added, which I find interesting. But in order to begin adding everything else, the easiest way to begin adding everything, I feel, is actually by going through and putting in the stairs. Sorry. But I now need to get all the way back up there and back around. But as I'm going to be going through and adding all of this, I think that is probably going to be doing it for today's episode. Apparently, I cannot jump today, but I think that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see me do anything here in the future, be sure to tell me. I always love hearing you guys' suggestions. There's always a billion projects that I always can wind up doing in this world, and I always love hearing what you guys have to say. And in addition to that, this is a sandbox game, so there's always an infinite number of ideas that I can always wind up doing. Okay, that's fun. Oh, time to get back up there. This end clip is just going to be me running up and down. But in the event anyone has anything you want to see me do, be sure to tell me. I always love hearing you guys' suggestions. But with all of that now nice and set, that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll be seeing you guys here in the next one. So long. See ya. Bye. Oh, I need to light this place up. Oh my gosh, there's another upside down stair. Ugh. Bed.